pilotless drones. You can't even say that. Drones without any pilots. There we go. Is that a word? Is pilotless a word? It is now. Okay. Drones without a pilot. They're going to share Britain's skies with conventional aircraft for the first time in a big step towards Amazon-style air parcel deliveries. This is according to the Times. An official trial is going to start early in the new year to test flying drones beyond an operator's line of sight, which is banned at present under normal aviation regulations. An operator in a control room will monitor semi-autonomous drones being flown 50 miles away. We are living in the future. There's no doubt we are. I need to find out more about this. Guy Cocker is a technology expert, joins me now. Guy, good morning. Is this really a reality, or are we suddenly living in a weird parallel universe?
This is a Times report saying that the Civil Aviation Authority is relaxing its rules on allowing drone pilots to be remotely operating their drones rather than in the same airspace. So they have to have line of sight currently, but this is a relaxing of the rules. And as you say, that's going to allow drone companies such as Amazon, who have heavily invested in drones across not just here but in America as well, and who definitely see the future of their deliveries as droneless devices. So it's a huge step forward, but also it'll be a big step forward for organisations such as the emergency services, who can then check on potentially emergency situations remotely before the ambulances or the fire service arrive. So there's plenty of applications for this sort of stuff.
The Civil Aviation Authority is apparently going to monitor drones, and I'm afraid I can't think of anything else other than Dr. Evil out of Austin Powers. They're using lasers to make sure that apparently they don't crash into each other. Really? I mean, look, we've got enough problems with too much traffic. I mean, what happens if one of them runs out of battery, if it fails and just falls out the sky?
You have to keep if you're a drone pilot and you're using one of these devices yourself, you have to keep them under 400 meters, so you don't interfere with existing aerial devices such as planes. So yeah, there are definite rules in place. But as the technology advances and increases, these drones are able to have lots of sensors on board so that they don't crash, and obviously the battery life is getting better all the time. But of course, there are real practical issues of drones crashing into each other, or buildings, or electricity pylons, or just being a danger to people. So I mean, I see personally as a technology journalist that the future really is these devices delivering items to us. If you think about the current situation where drivers are required to deliver deliver your packages, if you're ordering something in the future and the drone is able to deliver it, it means that it's able to deliver it at any time of day or night. It's able to deliver very quickly. So if you're holding a party or something, you need either a delivery of food, or you need a delivery of some electronic device such as a speaker to get the music going. Then, as I said,
years ago, I did a job that meant that I went around lots of organisations and very often looked at new technology. I was always amazed at the technology that allowed a massive, great big warehouse that had one or two people working in it. Everything else was automated. They could identify exactly where all the stuff was. They could pick it up on pallets and things. Every so often there was an accident, and you'd see a sort of pile of stuff lying on the floor because a machine had dropped it because something had failed. I just wonder whether, if this happens and if there are enough of these drones, are we just going to have to wander around our streets wearing hard hats?
Yeah, well, this is it, and also there's the sort of noise pollution. These drones, I don't know if people listening have heard them. They are quite noisy.
Oh, they're very noisy. I to my peril, I have one, and they're a wonderful thing, but they make a right old racket.
That's right. So you can imagine the sort of future of all these sort of these whirring machines up in the sky all day and night. I'm sure that there will be rules sort of restricting their use to business hours. But yeah, they're noisy, and they do have at the moment a lot of these devices.
But hang on, right? The time that you want a drone delivery is right in the middle of the night, where you don't want somebody turning up with a helmet on and turning up. Who on earth are they with their bag of Deliveroo snacks or Uber Eats or Just Eat or whoever else is delivering your filth to your door. I mean, it's not, or is it just going to be, I don't know. I can see a lot of problems coming from this. Do people realise exactly what this means for their lives, on the basis that, this isn't going to be one or two deliveries? I mean, this is, in order for this to be economically viable, this is a lot of deliveries need to take place by drone.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, the industry in general is changing so much for delivery, and not just of packages, but of food, as you just mentioned there. There's all of these ghost kitchens that are sort of popping up now, where they're essentially just, you know, they're trucks in car parks, you know, that exist in the evening just to deliver food. And so you can see real application for drone-based deliveries of these things. But as you say, there's so many real practical issues. You know, if you're delivering food, it has to be delivered gently. There are obviously lots of pets in gardens that can then attack the food. So there's lots of things to think about in this space. But yeah, it's definitely coming in.
I'm really sorry about this, and I'm sure that I should be embracing new technology, but this sounds like a terrible idea to me.
Well, I mean, it's got its challenges, obviously, and it's going to be a few years off before these drone deliveries are actually going to be happening. But they're talking about this test that's going to be happening in a sort of controlled area at the moment next year, being the first step, and then drone deliveries becoming commonplace in 2021. So it is you know, it's not far off really this future that we're going to be living in.
Okay, we are living in the future, and it will continue to move. So, Guy Cocker, technology expert, thank you very much indeed for joining us this morning, talking about that.